Hello everyone, welcome back to Dr. Shaurav's classes. Today we are going to solve this question and this question is from the CMI 2026 paper. Now, CMI or the Chennai Mathematical Institute is one of India's premier institutes for the advanced mathematics. The questions in this examination are designed to test the mathematical thinking rather than the computational ability. Okay, so instead of asking like, can you calculate? They ask, can you prove? So today's problem is from the finite fields, an important topic in algebra, and the proof beautifully combines the set theory, counting arguments, and the properties of the finite fields. So let us solve it step by step. First, read the question. Let F be a finite field with q elements. Show that every element of F can be written as a sum of two squares. That is, for every A belongs to F, show that there exists B, C belongs to F such that A equal to B square plus C square. Now, before proving anything, let us understand the statement. We are not saying every element is itself a square. Instead, we are saying every element is the sum of two squares. For example, over the real numbers, 5 is what? 1 square plus 2 square. Similarly, 13 is 2 square plus 3 square. And the claim is that this phenomena always happens inside every finite field. And the question is, why must such numbers always exist? Okay, and the answer lies in a beautiful counting argument. So whenever you see a statement of the firm show that something exists for every element, don't immediately search for the element. Instead, think like, can I count how many possibilities there are? And counting the arguments are among the most powerful proof techniques in the finite algebra. Now let S is x squared such that x belongs to F. Okay, and this is the set of all squares in the field. Now let us ask, how large is this set? So first take the case 1. In the field has characteristic 2. Then the uh, map, this is bijection. That means every element is already a square. Hence, A equal to A square plus 0 square. So the theorem is immediately true. Therefore, the interesting case is when characteristic is not equal to 2. Assume that the characteristic is not 2. Observe that x square is minus of x whole square. So every non-zero square has exactly 2 square roots. Therefore, one square comes from 0 and every other squares come from a pair x minus x. And hence, s is this. So this is q plus 1 by 2. This is a very important result. Okay. So in every finite field of the odd characteristic, mod of s is q plus 1 by 2. Okay, remember this formula, it appears repeatedly in the algebra and the number theory. Okay, now fix any element. A belongs to F. Now define A equal to S and B equal to A minus S. So this is A minus S such that S belongs to S. Okay, now notice that subtracting a fixed element simply shifts the set. So B, this is equal to S, this is equal to Q plus 1 by 2. Now A plus B. right? But the whole field contains only q elements, and therefore two subsets having a total size of q plus 1 cannot be disjoint, and hence A intersection B can be null. Okay, so this is the main thing of this proof. Okay, so this is an application of the pigeonhole principle. If two subsets together contain more elements than the entire field, they must overlap. No calculations, no formulas, just pure counting. And this is the most elegant ideas in the finite mathematics. Now, since A intersection B is null, there exists some element T belonging to both sets. And since T belongs to S, there exists B such that T equal to B square. And since T belongs to B, there exists C such that T equal to A minus C square. Now equating the two, B square is what? A minus C square. So rearranging, A equal to B square plus C square. And since A was arbitrary, every element of the field is a sum of two squares. So hence proved. Okay. So bye bye guys. See you in the next session.